minutes. T minus 5 minutes. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong.
Today we're gathered to celebrate two or three things at least. One is the 100th anniversary of the building of the fire tower on the top of the mountain. The second thing is the 20th anniversary of the tremendous work of the Friends of Poca Moonshine. And maybe the third thing is that we're also celebrating this huge change that's taken place over the last 20 years in terms of people's appreciation for regional fire towers and how they've sort of served to bring people up to mountaintops and educate people and provide recreational opportunities.
How many times must the cannonballs fly before they are forever banned?
People are enjoying a bit to eat here. They brought their own lunches. We had some music, and people will be wandering down to the old campground where we will have some speeches and celebrate some more with a wonderful birthday cake. And from there we go to the Osebo Brewing Company, and people can have stronger potions if they wish to celebrate.
So we brewed the Poco Pale for this event today. It was a dry hopped rye pilsner that used spruce tips from off of Poco Moonshine. So earlier this year, I think it was in like mid-May, we went up and harvested some spruce tips, just a few, not too many, and put them into this beer and just made one keg of it just for this event. The fire tower really is something that I think the locals in the Champlain Valley here should really be proud about, because we've got one of the best views around, and it's a quick hike and it's right up the road from us.
I joined the Friends of Poca Moonshine to help sustain the tower here, as well as improve the front trail, the Ranger Trail, which the DEC said was unsustainable at one point. And there were so many of us who had hiked it as kids and all through our years that we couldn't bear to see the trail closed.
25 or 30 years ago, when we began to watch for fires using aircraft instead of fire towers, they went out of use. So they were unmanned or unstaffed. And for a decade or so, people just assumed that because they weren't serving the purpose for which they were built, that they'd be taken down. And all of them were taken down in wilderness areas in the Adirondacks, but the ones that were in wild forest areas remained for a while, but were slated to be taken down. I think preserving fire towers is important for a couple of reasons. One is they're simply historic structures that played a very important role in protecting the region's forests. They were a key element in how we took care of them, how we were good stewards of forests.
I used to work up there. I worked up there from about 1958, I think it was, to 1963 in the fire tower. I could climb right from this cabin right up here to the cabin up there. I did it in one time. I did it about 18 minutes.
How long did it take you on Friday?
About 2 hours, I guess. Being 91 years, I guess it makes a difference. I used to stay up there sometime when I saw trouble coming, like lightning and something like that. I would stay in the tower and count the lightning strikes and plot them on the board up there. And the next day or whatever, when I get up there, I would know to watch certain spots that I'd already marked out. And several times we found fires where I was watching and it was just barely started, and we put them out right away.
I think today, instead of using the towers to watch for forest fires, people come to the towers to learn about the natural history around them. And most fire towers have interpretive trails, have panels up in the cabs, have summer staff that talk to people who come up there and visit, and so they become really small education centers dotted all over the region.
Our fire tower steward, Miranda, her job is to meet and greet the hiking public and talk to them, educate them about low impact use of the woods and the natural history that's all around us in the forest preserve.
If it wasn't for places like this, what we would be looking at right now would be a lot different. It would be pretty barren. And A lot of people who hike this too say how like out west, you know, it's a lot drier and not as like lush as here, and like it's lush for a reason because it's been taken care of through fire towers.
Here we are in the Adirondack region, which is defined largely by the forest preserve. And these towers were a very important part of protecting that forest preserve, protecting the woods, and it was part of how we were stewards of that hugely important resource.
Climbing polka moonshine, high peaks touch the sky, country roads take me home to the place